Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is the top 10 muscle car vehicles in GTA Online after the summer 2025 DLC, just before the winter DLC, including the new Tampa GT, which is actually high up here on the list. So yeah, like always with this series, I did all the other vehicle classes so far. Top speed tested by me in the city streets, lap time tested by Bruffy1322 and his team at GTAcars.net, amazing site for vehicle statistics, very in-depth, so definitely check that out. I will have a picture of the rundown pages of GTAcars.net in each part of this video, and some of these are even faster than some supercars, so let's take a look at them, starting with number 10, the Class A Yasmite. With a top speed of 115 miles per hour, that is 31st out of 80 in the muscle car category, but hear me out, this one lap time 12th out of 80 in the category with a lap time of 1 minute 5 second .532. So that's where it brings it to the number 10 spot. So the top speed, it does struggle some, but acceleration, it has surprise acceleration for a muscle car, especially a vehicle of its size and form. So yeah, surprising acceleration. Grip, there is a drift version, even without the drift version, I'll remember one. Still very drifty. I mean, it likes to wiggle here and there, you know, drifting. But it does have good grip. Okay, the acceleration is just really good for this vehicle, even with a slower top speed. But again, this is number 10. The muscle car category isn't even the fastest, so there's no surprise that this is at number 10. There's nothing too much special about this, unlike the top 5, which are crazy for muscle car vehicles. But this one, just another ordinary muscle car, you know? And the price definitely does match with that. A price of $485,000 GTA cash. But it does have good customization. I don't talk about customization too often in these videos, but customization wise, very good vehicle. Also, if you guys forgot, muscle cars can actually wheelie now. They have the wheelie bars, they can actually do it now. Next up at number 9, which is really number 7 without the HSW vehicles, is the Class A Vajero ZX and the ZX convertible, those both being the same exact copy of each other. Same with the HSW versions, they are the exact same copy, so no performance differences at all. The Vajero, top speed 125 miles per hour, 8th out of 80, and lap time, again, 8th out of 80, 1 minute 5 second .208, again tested by Bruffy1322 and his track cutting corners. So yeah, you would think this is basically 8th place on the dot, but it actually is 7th, maybe even 6th, because both are just so amazing. It's perfectly balanced. Same as the HSW version, we will see later in the video. Perfectly balanced vehicle. Acceleration, braking, top speed, quartering abilities. It's just so easy to drive. You know, you don't really gotta try a lot to get the most out of this vehicle. Basically, just drive it, turn it, it goes wherever you point the stick at, you know? And it does get up to the top speed pretty fast. And on the city streets, that top speed 125 miles per hour, that's not even the maximum it could go. On the city streets, as you guys know, curb boosting is a thing if you guys watch my previous videos. It's basically where the more bumps you hit in the city, the tiniest boost your vehicle gets, but they add up so much that... So it takes it to what? Probably the in-game stats say this vehicle tops out at 105 miles per hour. It takes it all the way to 125 miles per hour. So that's why you gotta actually test it in videos. You can't just test it on a flat line or look at the in-game stats. You actually gotta test it on city streets. But even going downhill in some city streets, it could get up to 140 miles per hour. So yeah, you actually gotta go test this out yourself if you want to know how exactly it performs. And that's why I make this video for you guys. This is the non-HSW vehicle, and it has a base cost of $1,947,000. Definitely on the expensive end, and that's minus the How Special Works upgrade cost. At number 8, it is the first of the Dominators on this list, the Dominator ASP. So this one, again, kind of retro, maybe mid-early 2000s Dominator vehicle. It has a top speed of 118.75 miles per hour and a lap time of 1 minute 5 second .182. So this one just barely beats the Vajero. It's a little slow in acceleration. Top speed, not the best. Lap time is really where it pushes us up here. A good traction, you rarely ever spin out on this. You could really push full throttle, full stick to the right or left end. You you won't spin out at all. It's a very steady and planted vehicle. That's what I'll say about this. That's the biggest pro about this, is that it's steady. It's planted on the street. It's not going anywhere. The biggest cons: top speed, acceleration. Braking, actually very strong. For some reason, braking is strong, much stronger than needed for the speed. So it makes you feel like maybe they just cut it down so it's not so OP, you know? That's what it feels like with this car. Look-wise, it's mid 2000s-ish Dominator Mustang, so you know, got that iconic look to it, but that's about it. Customization, it's okay. But the price for the performance? $1,775,000. I would personally pass on this one unless you are a car collector like myself. Then, you know, pick it up, why not? And oh look, coming in at number 7, another Dominator, the Dominator FX. Top speed of 122 miles per hour, 13th out of 80, and a lap time better than the Vajero ZX, 1 minute 3 second .880. So definitely where it makes up that lap time at. It has insane cornering ability. We will touch on that in a second, but let's start off with some pros and cons about this vehicle. Some cons at first. It can get a little out there, you know, the back end lets you stick out a little bit. The acceleration wise, it's not as good, but the pros, it has decent top speed, but the lap time is amazing. It feels like a go-kart to drive. It takes any corner at any angle, really. You point it and it goes there, even farther. It's a little bit oversteery at times also with that. But that's just why this vehicle is so good around the corners. And it has one of the tightest turning circles I've ever seen in GTL line, besides a bike. I mean, you turn this into a circle, it's basically like doing donuts, you know. It is tiny. Look at this, that is insane. But yeah, that is why this does get up to the number 8 spot. Yeah, it's a unique car, a classic kind of Dominator vehicle. And as we know, Dominator classic in the GTA series, so we will see many more throughout this video. But this will definitely be unique. I like the retro vibe to it, retro fit to it. Liveries are kind of unique too. Great vehicle overall. It has a base cost of $1.5 million. And now we get into the top 3 non-HSW vehicles. Probably one of the more unique ones on this list. Number 6, the Weevil Custom. Now you guys know why this one is on this list. It is the insane broken top speed of this vehicle. It used to be the best top speed on any vehicle in the whole game. That's how broken this vehicle was when it released in the October update 2022. And it still has an insane top speed. The best muscle car vehicle top speed, besides the HSW vehicles of course, 137.5 miles per hour. That beats a lot of supercars. That's how insane this vehicle is. But the turning is definitely hard. It turns like a boat. It steers terribly. Traction though, traction very good. It stays on road. You're not gonna spin out just like the Dominator. You're not gonna spin out on this one. But it is a little understeery, so that gives it the lap time of 1 minute 5 second .365, 10th out of 80 in the category. But even still, 10th out of 80, that's pretty good. Man, you pull up next to someone in this, they're gonna be like, hey, why are you drag racing me in this little tiny buggy? But they're gonna be surprised, they're gonna be shocked if they do not know about this. But thankfully now you do because you're watching this video. But Weevil Custom is just insane. One of my favorite cars also because of the Halloween aspect to it. It was released on Halloween. Looks pretty spooky. I like the skull. Definitely giving some Dune vibes to it as well. Very unique car. I don't see many people driving this around, but very good also. And this is kind of where all these vehicles just merge into one, you know. There's not going to be one that's better over the other unless it's number 1 at top speed or lap time. These are all going to be so close together that really you can pick any of these. So if it wasn't for how special works, these would be in the top 3. And number 3 being number 1 in the whole category. So just because it's at number 5 doesn't mean it's bad at all. It actually means it is very, very good. Coming in at number 5 is the Buffalo STX. Again, Buffalo is one of those vehicles that they have so many. They have Buffalo STD, STI, STX, everything. But this one has Amani tech. Very good for free mode and racing as well. Top speed 6 out of 80, 126 miles per hour, and a lap time 5th out of 80 in the category, 1 minute 3 second .147. And like the Vajero, this is just a well-rounded vehicle, you know. The only thing I will say is steering. You can't get a little loose on it, you know. If you go over a bump wrong, you might get a little scrolly here and there, you know. Might spin out a bit if you're going over some bumps here and there. The top speed is great. Acceleration could be better. Acceleration, it gets up to top speed, maybe 10, 15 seconds. But yeah, that top speed, when pairing this top speed with the cornering ability, let's take this corner here. Also, I hope you guys like the Rockstar Editor clips I'm showing you guys. Record all by myself, edit by myself. It just goes so well together. The top speed perfect, taking some pretty average corners. You don't have to let go of the throttle at all. So that is what makes this vehicle so good for free mode and for races, and definitely a must buy on this list. And I still use this car for free mode money grinding as well. So longevity wise, I think this vehicle will still be great until what, the race when we get our hands on GTA 6, you know, this car is going to be good forever. But the price, one of the more expensive, $2,150,000. And now at number 4, number 1 non-HSW vehicle, the Dominator GT, another newer one. So Rockstar adding some pretty good vehicles in recent updates. The top speed though, 12th out of 80, 123 miles per hour, but the lap time, 4th out of 80, which is basically, it beats some of the HSW muscle cars too. So very good there. 1 minute, 2 second, .880. So the top speed is great compared to all the other vehicles on this list, matching some just below it, also some at the back of the list, you know. It's pretty standard, to be honest, with this list, top speed wise, but the lap time is a standout thing, you know. The traction, very good. The lap time, very good. It takes a lot of speed into the corners, don't have to brake too much. The turning radius is tight, it feels responsive. It is still a Dominator, so you do have to kind of be gentle with it, you know. Don't go over too much bumps at full speed, four corner, you know. But other than that, this car is really wonderful to drive. Really easy to me now. Especially since I've been driving it for a while, you don't have to get used to the bumps at all. Also, this is one of the first vehicles that are featured on GTA 6. You have that screenshot with Jason inside the Dominator GT in GTA 6. 1-to-1 copy of this one. They basically backported it into GTA Online, and that's what they actually are doing for a few of these vehicles. So there's your fun fact for this video. But yeah, Dominator GT, very fun car to drive. $2,195,000 for the base price. Okay, so now on to the top 3. Again, remember, all HSW vehicles to even this list out, kind of. So really, the top 3 are the 3 best in the class. Also, HSW upgraded. And number 3 is the Tampa GT, the newest one just released with the Money Fronts DLC, with a lap time of 166 miles per hour. And the lap time? A little bit under some of the other ones, 1 minute, 7 second, .451. The Tampa GT having the best top speed out of all muscle car vehicles, and even a lot of supercar vehicles. I think if you compare it to some supercars, it's at number 3 or even number 2. So very insane top speed, and it actually makes this vehicle kind of hard to drive, you know. The top speed, it really does like to get scrolly. The acceleration is very good too, but out of the corners, it likes to drift a lot, and there's no real upgrades to change that. I mean, no matter what you do, it is always drifty, which is the HSW downside of it, because it has so much power, it doesn't even know what to do with it. It's almost like they just took a supercar, you know, put the top speed in here, but made everything else muscle car style, you know. The braking, actually the braking is pretty good, not gonna lie. But the turning, yeah, the turning is, it's sharp, but again, the traction, it just can't handle it. It likes to get its back end out, you know, it's thicker, it likes to get its back end out. Wait, what? You do have to take it easy with this vehicle if you want to push it to a limit. And even then, still, it likes to get out, you know, be careful on the bumps in city streets. But the top speed, it does pay it back. Even though it's at number 3, the top speed pays it back 100%, even just small straights, you know. It shows what it's holding back. You gotta give it a long straight line to make the most of it. But I mean, you just see number 2 and number 1. It's no surprise why they are at number 2 and number 1, because they are just so amazing to drive, and that's where we're gonna get into up next. The Tampa GT, costing a total of $1,311,000. At number 2, this one might surprise a lot of you. It is an electric vehicle, the only electric muscle car, the Buffalo EVX. EVX. Top speed 144.75 miles per hour. That is third out of 80. And lap time also third out of 80. 1 minute 2 second .546. So this is again perfectly balanced muscle car. And for an electric vehicle, it doesn't feel like an electric vehicle. Usually with electric vehicles, for some random reason, top speed actually not that good on them. Acceleration is obviously where it shines out. And the EVX, it just has, again, perfect acceleration, but also amazing top speed to go with it. Cornering ability is amazing. It's an easy car to drive, really. These top two vehicles, you're going to see, there's not really any cons about them. I can't really make a pros and cons list here because there's really nothing bad about these two. It's just very, very fun to drive, very easy electric vehicle, but it just feels like a sports car, you know. It just gets up to the acceleration, it gets up to the top speed so fast, especially compared to a lot of the other vehicles on the list. Usually it takes a good 10-15 seconds, but this one 5 seconds at most, you know. So it gets up to top speed very fast, and that's probably why this makes it at the number 2 spot, is because it gets up there. So the acceleration, definitely the biggest standout. Top speed paired with acceleration, it's what makes it at number 2 100% worth it. And one of my favorite cars in the vehicle, has a Monty tech as well. Definitely recommend this for free mode, but also races. And at number 1, the second best top speed, 158 miles per hour, which was the first one before the Tampa GT came out. And a lap time, the best, 1 minute 2 second .062. It is the Vajero ZX and the Vajero ZX convertible, both having the same exact performance specs to them. This is like a toy to drive. You point the stick, it goes in that direction. No spinning out at all, basically. Acceleration is amazing. It gets up there, to top speed of 158 miles per hour fast, just like the EVX. Pairing those two together, it makes a beast of a vehicle. It handles like a classic muscle car does. It handles like the original Dominator, original previous ones you've driven, especially in the beginning days. It handles like that. Very, very similar to a Dominator, I like to compare it to, but 10 times all the top speed, all the car specs, HSW upgraded. It's just that simple, and it is perfect. There is really no flaw to this vehicle at all. And that's why it makes it so OP to drive. And it's fun, it has some personality to it. Also, just listen to how this car sounds, it sounds amazing. Oh my god. This car beats some supercars. I said that about the Buffalo EVX and the Tampa GT, but this one too, it is just so fast, so OP for the muscle car class. That is why they really just need to put it in a class of its own. Stop calling it HSW at this point. So fast that you even start to see props popping in and out. You know, street lamps pop in, pop out because you're going so fast. These cars were not made for GT Online, even at current hardware. At $2 million to buy, plus another $500,000, $2.5 million to buy, it is 100% worth it. A must-have in GT Online. Even if you don't do muscle car races, it is still a must-have vehicle. And that is why it is at the number 1 spot for the 10 best muscle car vehicles in 2025. If you guys got this far into the video, probably means you like it, so leave a like on the video. And I'll see you guys in whatever video I make next. Y'all come back now, you hear?